Alright people, today I present to you, we're going to do a shotgun test, and this mainly has to do with, I'm using 18-inch barrel, okay, and we're going to shoot at a boot with a squash in it, okay. We're going to do that one at 25 yards, and we're going to be using 7.5 shot, Birdshot, standard 2 3/4 inch shells, okay. But the first one we're going to shoot at 15 yards. Now this is 12 gauge Birdshot versus combat boots. Okay. So we're going to shoot. Now I got this board in here, so we'll see the penetration. See if it'll make it through the boot at 15 yards and penetrate this board. In other words, see if it'll make it to your ankles at 15 yards with 12 gauge, 2 3/4, 7.5 shot. Alright. I forgot to mention too, there's no sense in doing this test any closer than this, because you know at 10 yards, if you're familiar with any of the other 12 gauge tests I've done, it'll blow that boot to pieces at 10 yards. So that's why I decided to start at 15 yards, which is what we're going to do right now. And see if we can penetrate it and get into that wood. So, 15 yard test, 12 gauge Birdshot, 7.5. Alright. So there we go. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, let's see what we done here. It was setting up just like, let's get it setting up just like that. So, of course we hit it with plenty of pellets. But did it go through and do damage to the wood at 15 yards? I'll tell you what, people. I know this is a dirty piece of wood, but I do not really see, well, I do see a few right there. It's hard to tell because the piece of wood's so freaking dirty. Let's look into the light. Yep. There's one. You can see it better now, can't you? There's two. There's three. Yeah, there's some more, look. There's one right there, where my finger's right in front of it. There's one right there. It did. It penetrated through. Now, it did not go through the other side, because this board is 1 inch thick. So, but I can count at least 8 pellets that made it through the boot at 15 yards and done damage to the wood. Okay? So now, let's try 25 yards. Time for the squash. Ankle at 25 yards. Here we go. Alright, 25 yard test with the squash. So, we done the 15 yard, and 8 pellets went in. At least 8. Fairly deep enough to consider yourself injured. So let's do 25 yard with the squash. Well, the squash is a little more accurate representation of, you know, I guess a human ankle. Alright. Let's go take a look. Now obviously at 25 yards you had a whole lot more spray, you lost a whole lot more power, especially with the little Birdshot pellets. Now as you can tell, we had some hits. We still had some hits, people. You can see right there, especially in the canvas or whatever the hell this is, leather. I think it's leather, I'm not sure. But like I say, this is just like a general combat boot, okay? Okay, so anyway, now of course we had a pellet entry there. That's from where it was pooching out the top. Oh, look at there. Let's take it over to the light so we can see it. Okay. Yep. There's some damage. There's another one. You can see them all. Look at that. Look at that, people. That is the wood. It was harder to tell where the pellets went in and stuff. This is really easy to tell. Look at that. Even went through it. Look, the pellets even went through this whole freaking squash, which is like 3.5 inches thick of meaty squash material. And so went completely through it, man. All the pellets that hit went through. So anyway, let me show you the piece of wood. Now, as you can see with this piece of wood here in the light, there's pellet and just embedded in it right there. You can see the holes a little bit better. I tried brushing it off a little bit where you can actually see more what I've done at 15 yards. There's some holes, more holes. And it embedded pretty deep in there where, like there's a hole right there. Probably went in 1/8 of an inch into the wood. And all the way through that squash you see sitting down there on the well house. So anyway, hope that was a good test for you. Pretty interesting test anyway, right? So thanks for watching. I'll definitely see you on that next one. Oh yeah. Now people, you really thought I was gonna let that squash get by without getting blowed into pieces? Think again. Couple yards. See you on the next one.